Hello, my name is Richard, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create an easy contact form pop-up in Divi or on any other WordPress website. We are not going to use any plugin for this, and we are not going to use any extensive code. There is just a little bit of HTML, CSS and jQuery that we need to paste to the code module, and that's it. And as you can see, this is the result. So we have a nice contact form that appears when we click on the button. And when we click elsewhere outside the pop-up, it actually disappears. So let's get started. Now the first thing that we need to do is to install Caldera Forms. Now I decided to use Caldera Forms in this tutorial, but if you prefer to use Gravity Forms, Formidable Forms, WP Forms, or any other plugin, that's okay as well. This tutorial will work for all of them. So I'm just installing my favorite one, which is Caldera Forms. And this can take a while because it's a plugin that offers a lot of functionality, and it's one of the reasons why I like it so much and why I even use it on my own website. All right, and after installing, let's click on Activate. All right, and then you will see that there is a new item, Caldera Forms, in the admin menu. So let's click there, and let's create a new form by clicking the button New Form. And as you can see, there are already some templates pre-built, so we can just go with one of the templates, or we can create a blank form. Now, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to go with the first one, contact form, since we want to create a contact form. And I'm going to name it contact form. Doesn't really matter. And now the form is created, and that's the layout that has loaded from the template. Now I want to keep my contact form as much simple as possible, so I'm going to delete the second HTML field, and the only fields that we are going to have will be this little heading here. Then the first name, last name, email address, and the text area as well. I'm going to save my form. There we go. So that was the first step. The second step is to create a layout. So I already created one. I name it Contact Form Pop-up. And so let's open the layout in the Visual Builder. So it's nothing complicated, it's just a background image with a little overlay, a little icon, heading, and the button. Your layout can be totally unique, you can build your own. The only thing that you need is a link, and I think for that the button module in Divi is the best one. And after you created your layout, just click on the button settings, go to the Advanced tab, CSS ID and Classes, and we will give it a CSS class. Now the CSS class is here in my written tutorial on my website, on my blog, and the class is Open Pop-up Link. So you copy the class, you paste it, and then the second thing that we need to do in the button settings is to give it a link. And the link is in the step number 5 on my written tutorial, and it's contact form with the symbol of ID. All right, and we are going to save. The next thing we need to do is to insert a little bit of HTML, CSS, and jQuery. We have a couple of possibilities here, but in order to make it as simple as possible in this tutorial, I'm just going to paste everything in the code module just below the button. So you can create a new code module, and then in the step number 6 of my written tutorial, you have HTML, CSS, and jQuery. So I'm going to paste all of them to my code module. Now CSS. Remember that we have to put the CSS to this style brackets, and the reason for that is that we are using a code module. If you prefer to paste your CSS to theme options or your child theme, you wouldn't really need to use these brackets. All right, and the last one's gonna be jQuery. There we go. Now I'm going to save my page. Great. I'm going to exit the Visual Builder. And if you click on the button, you see that there is actually a pop-up. Now the next step that we have to do is to insert the actual contact form. So let's go back to the dashboard. Let's go to Caldera Forms. And we have to grab the shortcode of the form that we already created. So you can do that by clicking on Get Shortcode. As you can see, the shortcode appears. You copy the shortcode and go back to the pages. We open the page again. This time I want to just use this nice kind of visual builder in the backend still. And I'm going to open my code module, and we need to paste this shortcode just before, just inside the div that we created. So we have this little div here with some IDE and with some class, and we need to paste the shortcode of Caldera Forms inside. Now, if you use Gravity Forms or any other plugin, you would paste the shortcode here as well. So that really doesn't matter which one we use. And then we save and save the whole page. All right, so I'm gonna view the page. There we go. And as you can see, our contact form is here. Now I also used some CSS in order to style the form. And the CSS is also located here in my written tutorial in the step number 8. But this is optional, and maybe you would need to amend this code a little bit in order to have your preferred colors on the contact form. Or if you use any other plugin such as Gravity Forms, you would need to amend the CSS as well, because there will be different classes. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and thank you very much for your attention, and I'm looking forward to show you something different next time. Thank you.